Why is it that so many business owners end up sacrificing their health or relationships in pursuit of the success they want in their business? Maybe you've experienced something similar. You might be pushing hard for a particular goal only to find that because of stress, because you're exhausted, your body ends up getting very run down. And then maybe you take care of that. And then you find, oh boy, I've been focused on the business and on my health so much, my relationship is suffering. And then you focus on that. And then, oof, the stress of that. Maybe you find that things fall off in your business and you end up just putting out one fire after the next. It's frankly crazy making, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk through what is at the root of all of this and how you might go about creating a more sustainable, more satisfying relationship with your business without having to sacrifice your health or your relationships in pursuit of the contribution that you're here to make. Now, I submit to you that the primary underlying problem is one of a disordered imagination. For example, you, in your heart of hearts, do not want to sacrifice your health and your relationships, right? Nevertheless, all of the work you're doing, pushing forward in your business, seems to be at the expense either of your health or your relationships, or one or the other or the next. Presumably, you want all of those things, right? You want to make a fulfilling contribution. You want to have vibrant health. You want to have deep, intimate relationships. So why not? Well, I can imagine for you that you have a hard time imagining how that might look in your life. Yeah? When I'm talking to business owners, quite often we'll put forth this question, well, what do you want? I mean, if you could imagine for yourself an ideal scenario, is the best you can imagine that you're chipping along at your business while these other things are on fire? No. So I might ask you, what do you want for yourself as a business owner, as a person, as a partner, as a parent? What do you want for yourself? And presumably some ideas come to mind. You may, however, find yourself thinking, but Chandler, I don't know how that would look. And I would say in response, well, clearly, of course you don't know how that would look. If you knew how that would look, you would be doing the things that it requires to have all of that. Yeah, but you don't know how it looks. So you can't do all of those things. Now, this is a big challenge for a lot of business owners. They have a hard time tolerating the unknown. When faced with uncertainty, they go into a panic. So I want to take a moment and check in with you. How is it for you to be in the midst of the unknown? Maybe kind of tough, yeah? So this is normal, I want to say. If it is tough not to know how the thing looks or what it would take, if it's difficult to tolerate that uncertainty, that is totally normal. There is, frankly, a universal human tendency to become a bit apprehensive when we encounter the unknown. Because the unknown, as a big umbrella, it contains all of the good that we've not yet experienced in our lives. This is better than I could have imagined. It also contains all of the bad that we've not yet experienced. Oh my God, this is worse than I thought possible, right? So, because it contains both of those possibilities, the unknown evokes some apprehension, but curiosity helps. So, if you have a sense of what you would like for yourself and you don't quite know how to imagine it, is it possible to muster up some curiosity? Well, hmm, how might that look to achieve the success I want in my business and have the quality of relationships that I'd like and be a vigorous, vibrant human specimen? Oh, how would that look? Well, I'm going to introduce you to a little gadget that can begin to, let's say, I don't know, what, resuscitate your dwindled imaginative capacity. I mean, all of us were born with this capacity for imaginative activity, and yet most of us have it trained out of us at an early age. And I'm willing to bet that you have never since learned to reimagine your circumstances. And this actually is a skill. There's a skill set involved in developing this imaginative potential. So I'll introduce you to a little gadget that can help. You're going to get a piece of paper. I've actually got one as an example here. And you're going to write on the, I've got a piece of paper as an example. I've got my version of this gadget as an example. You know what a piece of paper looks like, you know? So you're going to write out across the top of the piece of paper, when I have blank, and you just fill in a blank with whatever it is you're looking to accomplish. When I've achieved my success and the relationships and the health that I want, who knows? When I've fill in the blank with whatever it is you're looking to achieve, then, and here's what we're going to do. You plug that when statement into the when then machine, and you see what thens spit out the back end. So when I've achieved this success in a sustainable and satisfying way, then this, then that, then XYZ, then yada yada. Now, this can be a little abstract, so I'll give you a concrete example. When I've saved and invested $20 million by age 50, then I thank God every day and I pray for wisdom. Then I nourish myself. Then I guard my attention. Then I emphasize contribution. Then I engage in scholarly inquiry. Then I on and on and on. You're going to have at least a few thens when you plug your when into the when then machine. Now, some things are going to come to mind right away. When I have this success and it's satisfying, it's sustainable, then what do? Do you sleep well at that point? Do you spend quality time with your loved ones? Do you take a vacation now and then? Do you also give thanks and appreciation? Do you, whatever comes to mind? You'll have at least one or two ideas, depending on how shriveled the imaginative capacity is. It might be tough, but can you sit with the uncertainty of it? When I've done that, then what? What do you imagine? Now, the cool thing about this is you can take any of the outputs of the when then machine and you just plug them right back in. So for example, if I look at this, if I'm stumped, let's say, when I've saved and invested $20 million by age 50, then I nourish myself, I guard my attention. Maybe that's all I have. I nourish myself and I guard my attention. Okay, well, what happens if I plug that back in? So when I guard my attention, then I don't distract myself with Netflix. When I guard my attention, then I what? Then I don't play video games. When I guard my attention, then I am very careful about the people with whom I associate. When I guard my attention, then I waste no time scrolling through reels. So these are going to give you other nuanced details. You're going to begin to specify the particulars of this vision. And this is how imaginative practice really gets revved up. Because the more of these particulars you can imagine, you plug things back into the when-then machine and you continue to spit out detail after detail after detail after detail. You are getting a very intimate look at the vision itself. And each of these little details is what I call an imaginal affordance. Now, these are two technical terms. If you got the time and you got the interest, I'll break them down for you, but I think this is going to be of some value for you. Let's start with imaginal. This is a word coined by the French scholar Henry Corbin, probably Henri Corbin, but I don't speak French. I don't pretend to. So anyway, Corbin, in his translation of Islamic mystic texts, discovered that the word imaginary didn't quite fit what was being described. So he's translating these things, and the closest translation he could come up with was imaginary. But he recognized that imaginary has connotations of make believe, of pretend, of just imaginary. And he said, no, no, this is something different. So he coined this word imaginal, which speaks to, what does it speak to? Oh boy, it speaks to the reality of the psychic landscape, let's say. I'm not talking, when I say that, like kind of psychic landscape. I'm talking uh, the reality of dreams, of fantasies, of reveries, of visions that occur to you. There's a reality to these things that isn't just make believe. So we can distinguish between imaginary and imaginal. And imaginal has a kind of depth to it. It has a gravitas. We could take it more seriously. And hopefully, you're taking this vision of yours very seriously. Hopefully, this isn't just make believe or plain pretend. So there's imaginal. And I said that these are imaginal affordances. Now, affordance is a concept developed by the experimental psychologist J.J. Gibson. And an affordance is essentially an opportunity for behavior. So a pencil affords graspability. I'm able to grasp it. It affords writing, let's say. It doesn't necessitate that I do those things. So the pencil lying there, it affords me graspability. It affords me writing, but it doesn't force me to grab it and to write with it. So an affordance says, hey, this behavior is available to you, should you choose to avail yourself of it. So when we are particularizing our vision through this when-then machine, we are getting a whole set of imaginal affordances that are effectively opportunities to dwell within the vision. So, for example, I know I'm achieving this vision when I am guarding my attention, when I am nourishing myself, when I am a steward of wealth, when I bias depth of experience, when I spend less than I earn, when I sleep well, when I am a vigorous physical specimen. All of these are attributes of this specific vision. And what you're going to find is that some of those things you're already doing, in which case just put a check next to it. Check, check, check. Others of these things, you've not yet availed yourself of what is afforded by your vision. So this gives you opportunities to begin exploring, well, if my vision is specified by this and by that and by this and by that and by this and by that, am I doing all of these things? If no, well, then no wonder you haven't realized the vision. You're not doing all of what the vision requires. If you are doing all of that, and you're not yet in the vision, then it's like, well, you're probably missing some particular detail. So when I am accomplishing this goal, then, and just you can keep plugging things back in the when then machine to get all of the details. And all of the details, these are the specs of your goal. Like these are the specifications, these are the parameters. This is the beautiful thing about an image, is that it sets an ethical imperative. It sets its own price of admission, and it tells you what is required to ride the ride. So this is an amazing thing in my estimation. I find this amazing is that, wow, whatever I dream up for myself, if I specify its particulars, it's going to tell me how to actualize what previously seemed only imaginary. It becomes imaginal through the affordances. And if I then take action on the behaviors, it's more and more likely that I'm going to find my way there. Now, I'm not going to say this guarantees that you will achieve the thing, but it does get the odds in your favor. Because again, if you have specified all of the particulars, you then have a checklist. So let's say that you want to achieve sustainable success in your business, without sacrificing your health and your relationships? Well, presumably, that's going to include some quality time with your loved ones. Presumably, that's going to be you doing the things to care for your health. When I have achieved this goal, then I eat nourishing food. Then I sleep well. Then I spend time with loved ones. Then I celebrate my accomplishments. Then I thank God and pray for wisdom. Then I this, then I that, then I that. You just go through the list and you say, am I doing this? Check. Am I doing this? Check. Am I doing this? Ooh, no check. Some of those things you're going to find that you're not doing. The question is, why not? If that is part of the ticket of entry, if that's part of the price of admission to dwell within the future that you long for, why not? Now, I don't have time to go into all of the how we deal with the why nots. If you're curious, you can wait for another video. You can just come work with me, whatever the case is. But you're going to find some of these things you're not doing. The question is, why not? Is there resistance? Is this a skill set issue? You just don't know how, in which case, well, who knows how? From whom could you learn? You can begin to get a sense of the primary constraints to your dwelling within the vision. Again, each of these little details that spits out from the when-then machine, these are avenues into the image. All of them are necessary. And everything, what's the rule? The rule with images, I love this. When we're working with dreams, when I'm working with patients through a challenging memory, something related to PTSD, whatever. The rule with images is always everything there is necessary, and everything necessary is there. Everything there is necessary, and everything necessary is there. So you plug in and spit out the when-then machine. You plug in the achievement of your goal. It spits out all the parameters. Everything there is necessary, and everything necessary is there. If you are doing everything necessary and you have yet to fulfill the vision, you have missed something. In which case, keep plugging things back in. Okay, so I'm doing this and this and this and this, this. I'm still not here. What else do I imagine? When I am achieving this, then plug it and see. Clearly, I get a little worked up about this, so much so that I lose my faculty of speech. This I find so exciting. I find it so promising too, because again, our visions, they have chosen us. The vision of success that you are attempting to actualize, it chose you as the one to whom it presents itself. Don't fall short of that. That's a gift and an obligation. I mean, so the vision chose you, yeah? What are you going to do? Deny the vision its existence? Because you're stuck with little old me. Who am I to do this? Who are you? Well, you're the one whom the vision chose. So you could start there. And then the question is, okay, this vision chose me. What does it ask of me? There's another rule we could consider. What it asks of you, it offers to you. Let's say the vision asks you to set boundaries. The vision asks you to be confident. The vision asks you this or this or this. Okay. If you don't know how to set boundaries, or you're not confident, or whatever else, that's fine. Because the vision presents you with an image of you as confident. It presents you with an image of you as setting boundaries. It shows you precisely how this looks. And when you flesh out the nuanced details and particulars, it gives you so many roads into the vision itself. So, in summary, I suggest that the reason why business owners so often sacrifice their health and their relationships when pursuing success in their business is a failure of imagination. Clearly, if this is the case for you, this is not the utmost that you would wish for yourself. It is perhaps the best that you've been able to imagine. So here's how you can begin reimagining yourself and your circumstances. You take the when then machine, you plug in having achieved what it is you are looking to achieve. When I have done X, then Y, then Z, then A and B and C and D. And if you get stumped, plug those in. Because the thing with an image is it's not linear. It's not first this and then that and next this and that. No, an image is simultaneous. An image presents itself all at once. It's not like a book you flip through page by page. This is a painting, and sure, your eyes rest somewhere on the painting first, but the painting is there in its entirety. Just like, if I look over this list, my eyes rest somewhere first. I guard my attention. Seems to be my common theme for the day. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's where I start. I'm going to start where the image is most available to me. I'm going to start where I have the best odds of success. I'm going to lean into that, and then I'm going to see from this resourced position, what's my primary constraint to further dwelling within the image, to further dressing myself in the habits of devotion that this image requires. So, I hope this is a blessing to you. It has been a tremendous influence in my own life. It has made quite a bit of change in clients' lives as well. And I'm realizing just with so much excitement what a difference this could make in your life too. I really hope that you will give this the time, the energy, and the attention that your vision requires. I would love to hear what you think of this. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Do the social media thing, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. And anyway, stay blessed. I will look forward to speaking with you again soon.